Good morning, people. Right, it's Sunday morning, and I've woken up with a little spring in my step. It's just gone 7 o'clock, so I thought I would put together a video. I try to do a video every day because if you're anything like I was when I was following a sort of forex mentor, if you like. Not that I'm a mentor or even try to be one, but I just like to share some of my 16 years experience and hopefully shorten your progress to becoming confident, having a belief in a method, and being able to trade that method with the confidence required to actually do it time and time again, i.e. consistently. So the biggest thing you have to overcome as a trader is the mind games, fear and greed, fear of missing out, over trading, greed. And if you find a simple method that you can trade one trade a day with confidence, that's all you need to make a living. And I really recommend you just trade one trade a day. If you can be around for that 5:45, 6 a.m. bar, it's the reason I like it is because, amongst other things, it is the 4-hour close that is aligned with the American markets, which most traders would say is the correct time to be watching 4-hour charts. And it's what I call the benign time of the market, the grinding period at 6 a.m. before the Frankfurt Open at 7. So what you will often find is the price will move in one direction till 7 o'clock, either continue or break that direction at 7 a.m. when the big boys in Frankfurt start pressing the buttons. And then, anything can happen, but you quite often get reversals 7:30, so be careful there. You get reversals at 8 a.m, be careful there. And, just pick your times to trade carefully. If you can't trade at those points, then at that time of the morning, then get your try and either do the end of day trade, which I talk about, the reversal after checking your ADR, and that then gives you the benefit of having most of the day to watch price action, really tune yourself into it. Don't try and trade, don't get caught into pressing the button before the end of day, unless of course you become, I'm talking about the UK day and the American session closing down in the afternoon, about 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. 6 o'clock is when you will get the 4-hour candle change over again, so that's quite useful. Just pick your time of day to trade, learn it, own it, don't rush at this. It might take you years, 3 or 4 years to master your time of day, and just trade with care, guys. There's nothing worse than over trading. Having a good trade, you feel elated, then you make a couple of losses and you've put yourself back by months, even years sometimes. Anyway, this is about trading the plan and planning the trade. And what I mean by that is really opening up the charts at 5:45 in the morning, looking at the currency strength indicator, and then deciding what to do by looking at this. So first port of call would be JPY AUD, and if that didn't look right, then you would look at potentially I would look at Japanese yen and Swiss franc, or the Aussie dollar and the euro dollar, and keep moving that direction, sort of moving from the top to the bottom, as it were, with your currency pair analysis. Now remember, this will look rubbish at this time of day because it's the end of Friday, the end of the week and the end of the month. So if you can just picture in your mind, we're looking for reversals on the M30, which is a 5-minute swing trend, or the H1, which is sort of a 15-minute swing trend. H1 reversal. You're always looking for divisors of preferably 5 or 6, but 4 will give you the swing. That's the fractal nature of the market. So H4 candle has 4 hourly candles inside it. The daily has 6 H4 candles inside it, and the M30 has 6 5-minute candles inside it, so you get nice swings going on there. So this is the process I would take. I also talk about drawing lines on the charts and so on and so forth. Now you can do that. That's the best thing you can do as a long-term trader when you're not really relying on that. So start on your monthly, and you can work out whether you've had a reversal recently, whether you might be considering a pullback and so on and so forth. If this was a monthly chart, of course, it's not, it's the 5-minute. So you can either do a quick assessment using the currency strength indicator, going straight to the H1 and M30, looking for a reversal. If everything stacks up like that, then go back to the daily, weekly, draw some lines and so on and so forth. Even as a monthly, it's best practice to do that. And then you can see the gaps, and then in fact you might be able to pick yourself a trade that you just keep getting in on every pullback, because it is a strong long-term trade with a strong gap between, say for example, a weekly and a monthly level that you can clearly see it's trending up through. So there are shortcuts once you get better at this. When I do tweets about how I approach the charts, I have to put the whole process in there, otherwise it sends a confusing message. But you know, the shortcut would be just to look at this, look at the H1 and M30. If you've had a reversal, go for it. So we're going to be looking at this, but we're also going to be looking at the optimum time. So we're looking at this now because that's the process I take. Then we will jump to the H1, the 6 a.m. period of the day and assess those according to this strength here. So we might as well have a look at Japanese yen, Aussie dollar, and see what that looked like on the M30. Well, H1, we'll start with the H1. Well, we can clearly see at this is 6 a.m. So this is not clear at all to me. There's a lot of spikes there, so I would disregard that one. M30 we can have a quick look at, see whether we've missed anything. No, it's spiky, it's horrible. This red line is the 6 a.m. line. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's what I consider to be the European Open, pre-Frankfurt, Frankfurt, London, and then after 9 I'm not really bothered about trading. Hopefully I'm out and well, in the old days before tweeting and twittering, I would have been walking the dog and then just generally getting on with family stuff. Now in lockdown I can spend an awful lot more time studying charts and talking about what I can see. So that's the process. Check this out, check the chart out, see if I can find anything. Nothing obvious on this one at 6 a.m. to me. Very spiky, messy. This one, if we were to be trading this one, we can drill down in here. Actually, we might as well save waffling on and looking at other charts. Let's suppose this was the 6 a.m. candle. So I've come into the market looking at this, looking at this, looking at this, saying Aussie dollar is strong, Japanese yen is weak. I want to be going long on this currency pair. Well, we've already had a 30-minute reversal. So then I want to look at my H1, and we can see the H1 reversal level is up there. You can see, you know I haven't cherry picked this because I didn't. I was looking at this and I was just about to change to another chart. It's too early for me to play silly games cherry picking charts. So this is exactly what I would be looking for. So then I would be looking for H4. We can clearly see we're green on the H1 here, so that's all good. We've closed green prior to me even considering entering the trade. H4. Let's move this over a bit. H4 for that particular day there. Just double check we're on the right day. It is early still, I haven't had a coffee yet. This is, I don't know why it does that with H4. Let's see if we can get it on that one. So I should really look at what it's telling me. 28th of the 5th, that's easier, isn't it? 28th of the 5th, that's where we are. So H4 was red and then was turned green during our potential push to the long side. Now this H4 had closed. This is the 6 a.m. open, this is the 6 a.m. close here, and in other words, because there's 2 hours difference on my broker chart, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. 4 hours, okay, 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. which would be 6 a.m. UK time. So this was a big H4 candle. That in itself is telling us something. We've traded straight into the flip zone of the previous 2 H4 candles: close, open, push up, push up. They've pushed it down prior to us getting our alarm call. And then what do we know about big candles? Well, big candles would most likely reverse, and look, one reversed, then we reversed down again, and what do we hope will happen? Then we've pushed up. I know it didn't reverse there, but it doesn't matter because we use our reversals, our lower time frames, to get in on the trades with safety. That's the whole point. I'm going to stop this video now because it'll get too long and I won't be able to save it, and we'll go into part 2 straight away.